afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching WYTV. It's another edition of News Review. I am Odunayo Adelere. And with me in the studio this morning, I have...
My name is Ambassador Rochimurilo, son of the prophetess. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of us all over the world.
Do not forget to join us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, on YouTube. We're on X accounts, on TikTok, on Instagram at Wisdom Yard Online TV. We want to appreciate all our viewers both home and abroad. Thank you for staying tuned to WYTV, as well as sponsor Nokpa Herbals. Nokpa Herbals deals with Nokpa Herbal mixture, Herbal coal, Herbal tonic, Herbal bitters, Herbal flusher powder, Herbal energy powder. Whichever you need, you can call the number 070-1010-8549 or send in a DM, because health is wealth. Do not forget to adorn your health with herbals. You know how we do it on the show. We'll bring to you news that made it to the top. We'll go on the short commercial break to our sponsor. Then when we come back, we'll talk on the one we should talk about. But we will not be the only one talking. You can drop your own comments in the comment section. Let's rub minds together. Let's know your view on whatever we'll be discussing on the show today. So on Punch newspaper this morning, we have petrol scarcity. NNPCL bars independent marketers amid surging prices. Nigeria police will torture, kill me if I surrender, wanted Britain. Nigeria's economy has stagnated, Bill Gates. On Vanguard newspaper, we have minimum wage, betray workers face consequences, NLC one state cancels. Camp activities will make you rugged, NYSC details core members. Gunmen kidnap Governor Makinde's aide. Force hike, ACCI warns of looming economic crisis. On Daily Post newspaper, we have PDP rejects hike in fuel price, calls it thoughtless. Dangote refinery doesn't have business in petrol price, LCCI President Idausa. Labour Party crisis, tenure of Abure-led NWC ended June 10, stakeholders. These are the news that made it to the top today. Let's go on a short commercial break to our sponsor, Nokpa. When we come back, we'll continue from where we stop. Don't go nowhere, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nokpa, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. The family just can't get a better companion aside Nokpa. Nokpa Herbal Mixture, the family's best bet.
With Nokpa, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nokpa for management of power.
You're welcome back from that short commercial break. That is our sponsor, Nokpa. Do not forget to adorn your health with herbals, because health is wealth. So the first one we'll be talking about this morning, this is kind of, should I say, a slap on the whole
Nigerian's face.
Because it's something that should not be
Not just a slap, it's a beating to the old Nigeria.
If it was to be said by just a Nigerian or just anybody, I feel by now the person should be...
Will be in the police custody, or will be on the run. Well, will be on the run if the person has not been apprehended.
Now, Bill Gates said Nigeria's economy has stagnated. Like,
yes.
It is not moving forward. It's on one
particular space. Yeah, you see, I believe the presidency should have come out to antagonize what Bill Gates said, because according to the presidency, according to the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, what he said was that he is going to improve the economy, that under him the economy has been improved. If Bill Gates is coming out, I believe Bill Gates know more than what this set of people don't know. Coming out at this point in time with all the fuel subsidy removal that they have taken away, with the hike in the electricity tariff, with the hike in the school fees, at the end of the day, nothing to show off in the face of the country. Automatically, when you look at what is going on now, you see that the same set of people that are governing the affairs of this country don't even know where they are going. They don't even know, they only know where they are coming from, but they don't know where they are going.
I also believe, should I say 50% of Nigerians actually know who Bill Gates is. He's not just an
ordinary man. Yes, exactly the point.
For such a person to say, let me just take a tour down to Nigeria and see what is actually happening, and the first thing he said is Nigeria is stagnant. Then
the question remains. Within 2 months of the first subsidy removal, if you could recall, the president of this country came out to say, okay, at least 1 trillion naira was saved within the period of that 2 months. What was the money used for? Are they going to tell us that if the money was used for the palliative which they gave to all the states, to all the 36 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, where Ogun State, we collected from Ogun State, where a palliative, a 5 kg of rice was given to a community that asked to, or the CDA that has asked almost 200 houses there. Yes, the money is spent on that. Then, what about the revenue coming out from the seaport? What are they using the money for? The money that he said he gave to all the governors. Well, where is the development in the state?
Co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Bill Gates, says Nigeria's economy has stagnated, stating that earlier in the year, the country's debt exceeded 50% of its gross domestic product, that is GDP, for the first time since 2001. Gates stated this during his address at the National Economic Council meeting held at the council chambers of the State House on Wednesday. He disclosed that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation had invested over $2.8 billion in Nigeria, quoting the figures as the foundation's largest commitment in all Africa. The philanthropist said, while Nigeria's economic leaders had made some difficult decisions by unifying the exchange rate, the next order was to raise revenue, noting that although taxes were not popular, citizens would be inclined to pay if they saw the government spending the money to give them a better life. That is if we see that the life they are giving us is actually better.
Exactly the point.
You don't need to impose it on us to pay.
The man said, do you know how much the man mentioned that he has spent?
$2.8 billion.
Where is the money? Now, the question remains, nobody has ever come out to antagonize what Dangote said. When he was frustrated, you know, they said Dangote refinery land was given to him. It's a free zone trade.
In that Dangote's aspect, I really don't want to say much about
but the question,
who Dangote himself is.
The question remains, the $100 million that was paid for that land, where is the money? Who collected the money? Where does it?
It is between Dangote and the collector of
the money. It is between the giver and the taker. Nigeria don't have to know where the money goes, or we don't have to know what the money was being used for.
You know what pained me most about concerning this Dangote refinery and the federal government was when the federal government came out then and said the land
was given to him free of charge.
Dangote never came out to refute what they said.
Yes, the reason why he didn't
until he was stopped from producing this. So he never came out to say anything. I feel if somebody is coming out to antagonize you, to tell you that you actually did this thing to me, I don't like it, you should be able to
probably then there must be some agreement between both of them, so which the contract of the agreement has been breached. That was the reason why he came out to say, okay, I purchased this land at the sum of $100 million. That's a huge amount of money. Yeah. Why the family that rightfully owns the land did not even have access to a penny of that money that was paid on their land.
You know, one thing I want to say about Nigeria's problem is two people cannot miss it in a lie. If the person you are lying to does not know you are lying, you within yourself knows that yes, I'm deceiving these people. This is a big lie. Whether Dangote paid $100 million or he did not, is in between himself and the government. They should deal with it. But now, what Bill Gates is saying is, if every money that is coming into Nigeria is being channeled into the right direction, you don't need to tell a sensible citizen
when you want
pay their tax.
For instance, you needed a house. Now you want to rent the house. When you get to that house, you have good electricity.
There's water.
You have good water. In fact, when you look at the interior of that house, there's good security. In fact, What will happen?
Why should I stress
For you
myself?
now to come out when the environment is clean, for the landlord to call you that, okay, oh, you are going to pay for the person, that the cleaner that has been coming to clean the house. When you see the environment, that won't be a problem for you. For instance, now you pay for electricity bill every day and night. The NEPA official kept on coming to your house and begin to disconnect your light. Would you be happy to pay for the next one when the money is not being used for what the money is supposed to be used for?
Increment in the house fee, I would just have to go and meet the landlord and say, for what reason? There is no improvement in the house. No renovation, nothing was.
All the tax that we were paying was not being channeled into it. All they could do is to buy 1.5 billion naira a vehicle for the office, for the first lady, that the office is not existing. Buy private jet, buy presidential yacht. So I don't know when that comes to the extent in which, if our president wants to travel, we have to go through the water road. For the president to travel from one state to another, is there any town that in which the president will want to go today
that you go through water?
That you go through water. So what's the essence of buying the presidential?
Just for probably they have this joint party.
At least, you know. Let me tell you this. One thing that we failed to realize in this country was that when the president was campaigning, we would have known right from the speech of the president that the man that is coming to govern the affairs of this country has nothing to offer the country. When he said, "It is my own turn as his birthright. This thing rightfully belongs to me. Please give it to me. If I squander it, that
he
you don't."
He said, remember? I quote. He said, "I have been serving them. It is my turn to be served."
Remember, do you remember? I'm not bringing Bible into this, but we have to compare things that is equally to each other. You remember the prodigal son in the Bible? Okay. What he was saying, was telling his father is to give me my share. At the end of the day, after collecting his share, he had to travel and join himself with the rioters, where everything was being squandered. So it is his time to squander the national wealth of the country.
And also, by the time he would say he wants to hand over Nigeria,
and if care is not taken with the step of this APC government in the face of Nigeria, I don't know, in the next 50 years, 100 years, Nigeria might not be able to come out from this pitch.
It's actually a big slap, like I said earlier, for a whole Bill Gates to come and tell us that Nigeria is still stagnant. I don't think this government actually know the weight of that word stagnancy. When they tell you that you are just stagnant, you are not moving forward,
Nigeria is not moving.
You are not going backward,
you are
just on one particular position, nothing.
What is I expect the presidency to come and deny this allegation, to come and tell us, to come and he has this. Ajuri Gelali is there. Ajuri Gelali would have come out to. In fact, I wait for the future of this country. For somebody to come out and speak nothing but the whole truth to us that Nigeria is just stagnant over 1 year of this. Okay, let me say 9 years now. Muhammadu Buhari under the APC spent 8 years, where our brother Lai Mohammed of Mr. Lai Mohammed kept on saying, pointing an accusing finger on the past.
Now, who is going to point an accusing finger at you? The second one says petrol scarcity. NNPCL bars independent marketers amidst surging prices. Were they the one that is fixing the price by themselves? NNPC is just coming out to say this. You are just coming out to quadruple on Nigeria. Is it possible before the first subsidy era? Have you ever gotten to any filling station across the country where you see some set of people selling for 200 naira, the others are selling for 300 naira? I saw something yesterday on social media. At one particular filling station, I can't really recollect the name of that filling station. People wanted to buy fuel. They were at the gate. The filling station is actually having fuel. They have petrol. But they had to tell everybody to stay. Wait first. The price that was on petrol was 600.
They started changing it. Yes, I saw the video.
On diesel was 1,200 plus. So the man had to climb the ladder to change the price. The person that was recording that, I'm doing this live, after removing the old 600 plus, the man started with 800. He put 8 first, then 8 second. People were like, ha! He had to remove the 8, put 6. and then put the 8, that's 868 naira per liter for petrol.
Petrol, PMS.
Some people are selling for 1,000 naira
1,000,
plus.
yes, exactly.
This same
Let me tell you this.
have.
Let me tell you this. It depends on how this set of people bought their fuel. Okay, why do we have fuel smuggling from Nigeria to Cotonou there? Why do we have from Nigeria to Chad there? Because they knew if this fuel is sold for them at the rate of 500 naira per liter, if they are taking it outside the country, do you know how much you are going to sell? Then that same NNPC, have you ever been to a depot before where you see people from the northern side of the country where they came? At least in a single truck, we have almost 33,000 liters per one truck. Now, for instance, if the 33,000 liters was sold for a man for the rate of, okay, let me see, was sold, the whole truck was sold for 5 million naira, for instance now. Okay. Right where the man was standing, the fuel is supposed to be transported to the northern part of the country. You see another person coming to have a word with me. Okay, the fuel you just bought now, are you ready to sell? Okay, how much are you selling? They will say 5.5. They will say, okay, I'm ready to give you 5.6 million naira. Instead of you using your money to transport the fuel to the northern part of the country, right where you were standing, at least almost 600,000 naira.
Is your gain.
Is your gain. Then you just collect your money, and the person will now take the fuel to his own station.
How much do you think that person?
How much do you think that person is going to sell? If the price of the fuel was regulated at the entry port, how come with somebody that is under me, that is buying directly from me, will now come out and say, this is how much I'm going to sell my fuel, which is not going to be possible. Automatically, you will see that the NNPC boss is not capable, which they had to call for his removal.
Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has reportedly suspended the sale of premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, to independent marketers after it hiked the product's price on Tuesday. This is even as 3 vessels berthed at the Apapa, Lagos jetty on Wednesday to discharge imported petrol. The price hike sparked a protest in Delta State as commercial tricycle operators known as keke riders took to the streets of Warri and Ephraim metropolis to resist the price hike. Checks by correspondents reveal that commuters across the country were either stranded or trekked long distances on Wednesday as fuel queues worsened amid scarcity of the product. Few commercial motorists came out for business, with most of them lamenting the agonizing hike in fuel barely a month after the hardship protests rocked the nation. Now, the National Vice President of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Ahmed Fashola, told the Punch that the NNPC stopped selling fuel to independent marketers on Tuesday when it raised the price of a liter of PMS to 855 naira and above across its retail outlets nationwide. Independent marketers sold the product for as much as 1,200 naira and 1,300 naira per liter in some states, following the upward review of prices by the NNPC.
You know, before the increment of this price, you know, in some northern part of the country, they have been selling PMS 1,500 naira. Yeah. Depending on how they get their own product, and people are buying it. That's the condition we have found ourselves under this government too.
Now that NNPC has turned into their own personal property to sell to the independent marketers now, because we know that Dangote wants to start selling for, according to what they said, if Dangote starts selling for to NNPC will be the one discharging it to the yes. They will be the one discharging it to the consumers.
Let's wait and see what the pregnant man will give back to. Because with the look of things...
That you're saying, sir. Yes. We already saw what the pregnant night bird is already giving birth
to. With what is going on.
We want to keep on deceiving ourselves.
Let's say...
We already saw it that. You know that when you see an albino woman married to an albino man,
you know what is going to give back to.
The child that is going to come out of that albino woman...
Let me tell you this. You remember...
I'm sorry, sir. If that woman now brings a child that is now black in nature, then you know that something is wrong somewhere.
Let me tell you this. To remind you, remember when the NNPC came out? When the deal of selling crude oil to Dangote in exchange of a naira, not in dollars. When they came out to propose to Dangote that, okay, this is how much you are going to sell.
Okay.
When your PMS finally comes out, then automatically you will know that something is fishing. And we have the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria who is not saying anything.
Now you see that
which he said the number one priority of his government will be the safety of life and property, and how he's going to make sure the whole Nigerians are okay. You remember his slogan? You remember his slogan when Jonathan was there? Let the poor breathe. Now the poor is dying.
Are you not breathing?
I'm breathing.
So what are we saying?
The breath I'm breathing was the one that God gave us, so not the one from Nigeria.
Those that actually died too, they were breathing the breath of God until something happened and Nigeria occurred and some people actually died during the Nigeria, my country. I think this is the time we should start singing Nigeria, we hail thee indeed, because this one is no longer arise, O compatriot. Nigeria, we
hail thee. Let me tell you this. You see, there are some things and decisions you will take that somebody who is very sensitive enough will know where the ship or the vehicle of the country is going to. For the president to have come out to say, let's go back to the old national anthem, and within 2 days it was passed.
It's passed, signed into law
from the National Assembly. Do you think we are not moving backward? Do you think we are not moving backward? No. The country is not moving backward? Do you know how many countries are? Do you know how many companies that are folding up, that are leaving the country? Why the president still went ahead to go and have a words with Sir John Paul? What do you call it? That Nigeria is very conducive for him to.
Don't let the Chinese people catch you. His name is Xi Jinping.
I know there is 6.
Okay.
The XI from the beginning of
the that the Chinese people will not come after you.
Telling you. 2 months after the inauguration of the president traveled out of the country, traveled to the United States of America, telling the whole Nigerians that are there that, okay, Nigeria is far better from where they left it, to you should come back to Nigeria. So they all set up people who might have listened to the advice of the president and will now say, okay, we have heard that the rain is about to follow, let me go and throw away the little water that I have from the drop. Then they will now come back to this country and see that with Nigeria is even in total mess than where they have left it.
If you were to be outside the country, as when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu talked, and he told you to come home, would you have come?
If it was,
would you have come?
If it was Joe Biden that's mentioned.
Wait, I'm putting the question to you now. I'm not talking of Joe Biden.
Okay, we are putting the question. If the president says it, I will tell the president that, please, sir, I will have to go and wait upon the Lord, though. Let me hear directly from my God.
Was it the God that told you to leave?
The Lord, let me tell you, yes, it was God. Because when you look at the future of this country, you will know, even God, without you listening to the voice, without you waiting upon the Lord, you will know that God is saying something that you should leave.
Then you are not Abraham. The last but not the least, Dangote Refinery doesn't have business in petrol price.
Why is it?
LCCI president.
Why is he coming out to say Dangote Refinery doesn't have any business in price? I believe Dangote, if this government is going to run a transparency government,
okay,
Dangote is producing fuel now, the PMS. Okay. You know, I told you when there was a crisis between Dangote and the federal government, I said, this is what we call law of karma. What goes around comes
around. That was why I said I don't want to discuss on
Dangote. If Dangote has been given free will hands then to do whatever he likes, if care is not taken, Dangote will also monopolize this.
Do you know, if according to what Dangote produces cement, it produces sugar, it produces salt, many more things that Dangote produces.
All Dangote's products.
So all these other outlets that are into the business,
if they were not being killed,
do you know
the way their business was killed?
I feel Nigeria will be in a far better place than we are today.
Because if, for instance, now when all these telecoms came in, MTN came in, which with their charges was per minute.
Yeah.
Then, even if you spent 3 seconds, they are going to charge per minute. When Globalcom was coming, Globalcom said, I'm bringing my own per seconds, or I'm going to charge per seconds. When they fully arrived, what happened to MTN? the company, they were all running Netasketa. Their system was shut down. Do you know how many people that called out on their MTN line 2 months free of charge without charging, based on their system that they were trying to reprogram? Do you know the reason why MTN was doing that to them? Because they were the only one.
Now, because they had other competitors.
Now, other competitors came in now. You see a lot of advert being sent to your phone. Buy this for so amount. We are in a promo bill, this thing. But Dangote, for instance, now when you look at Dangote, is at the top. One of those that manufacturer cement, that manufacture sugar. And when you look at the sugar compared to other sugars out there in the market, it is unbearable.
I am not meaning.
So if Nigerian government, if they didn't monopolize the whole thing, if, for instance, now when Jonathan came in, Ibeto was given license to import cement. Yeah. Ibeto even went to the extent in building his own plant when Buhari came on board. Before Buhari came on board, when Ibeto cement came out, the one that he imported from other countries, compared to what they are selling in Nigeria, is far below. It was Ibeto cement that crashes the price of cement of Dangote. Now, when Buhari came, Buhari and Dangote, they were like from the same place, they liars. Ibeto cement license was seized. What happened to the price of cement again? Is swapped. Don't be surprised if Dangote was not being victimized. If care is not taken, if Dangote PMS number finally comes out, they might end up selling it for 1,500 per litre. Gabriel
Idahosa, President and Chairman of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, LCCI, has said the Dangote refinery does not have business with the price premium motor spirits petrol. He said this in an interview on Thursday during an interview on China's television monitored by Daily Post. His comments come amidst the latest increase of petrol price, latest increase of petrol pump price up to 897 naira and 855 naira per litre by Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited retail outlets. At the same time, Dangote Refinery announced the rollout of PMS. Reacting to developments, it also explained that it is not the responsibility of Dangote Refinery to determine the prices of petrol in filling station. So yours is just to distribute to the NNPC. Whether they sell it at 2,000 naira per litre
is none of them.
Whether they sell it 300 naira, 1,000 per litre
is none of his business. And we are happy. You are happy doing business in
Nigeria.
My country. We heard you.
All right, we've come to the end of news review today. Do not forget to follow us on all
our leader. We heard you, not Nigeria.
It's Nigeria.
Our leaders.
Yeah, they are the one holding Nigeria.
Our leaders.
Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on X account, on TikTok, on Instagram at Wisdom Yard Online TV. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thanks for having me.
Joining. To all our viewers who stayed glued to WYTV, we say a very thank you to you. And also to our sponsor, Nokba Abals, we thank you so very much. We really appreciate. Till we come again on your screen, I remain my humble self, Ojuwayo Adelere. Be good and be fine. Bye for now.